And good evening. Welcome to News at 10. We're live from TV3 and also 3FM 92.7. My name is Solace Rose Horte. Now to the major headlines for today. Some members of the minority in Parliament are accusing government of fraudulently using images of some NDC MPs for the Ghana card registration, which the minority have boycotted. The high cost of building construction in Ghana has largely been attributed to the lack of good quality local building materials and proper policy direction to support the construction industry. Industry players say delays in paying contractors for work executed is also a major factor affecting the high cost of infrastructure, especially with government-funded projects. 21 health centers across the country have received $6 million worth of psychiatric drugs and other medical pharmaceuticals in support of psychiatric treatment. The benevolent gesture by Peace and Love Hospital and its donor partner Direct Relief to complement government efforts in ensuring free psychiatric treatment. The Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Maslock, in the Ashanti region says it is making progress in its debt recovery efforts. Officials say about 40% of the amount owed the center has been recovered from defaulters in the region. And now the big one. Many thanks for staying with us on News at 10. Don't forget that we're live on DSTV channel 279. To the major big one. President Akufo-Addo says all colleges of education will be upgraded to university colleges in the 2018-2019 academic year. The academic year, which begins in September this year, will have a 4-year Bachelor of Education degree, which would be initially affiliated to the University of Cape Coast and subsequently to other public universities. This means the first degree will eventually be the minimum requirement for teaching at any level of education system. Currently, many teachers who complete the 3-year diploma in basic education at the colleges of education go on later to do a 2-year top-up first degree by distance learning at the University of Cape Coast. This, in addition to the extra amount of money spent on getting a degree, it takes trainee teachers not less than 5 years to get a degree. President Akufo-Addo made this known on Saturday, June 16, 2018, when he delivered the keynote address at the 170th anniversary celebrations of the Presbyterian College of Education in Ekropong in the Eastern region. Right, we've been joined on the phone lines by the General Secretary of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CETAG, Prince Obeng-Hima. Good evening, Prince, and welcome to News at 10.
Good evening, and a quick correction. My name is Prince Obeng-Hima. I'm the National President of Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana.
Okay, you're the National President, right. Let's move on to our first question, which is basically, let's find out from you your initial reaction to the statement of the President regarding upgrading the colleges of education to university colleges.
Admittedly, it is a well-thought-through program, very ambitious, and we in the College of Education admit that it's one of the most ambitious teacher education reforms to have hit teacher education in Ghana. Look, any authority in history of teacher education in Ghana can recount the countless teacher education reforms since independence, from middle school era through to post-sec, through to diploma, up to where we find ourselves. And all of them have not been able to bring about the need that we want. That's why you and I complain that we have kids who complete school, go to school, they are unable to read, write, do simple arithmetic, making it impossible for them to compete with their friends abroad. And today, it's a global world. If we want a Ghana where we will have children who will be capable of competing with people abroad, people outside, then that is the way to go. So we believe that it's a very ambitious program. We are ready for it. Okay. We are ready to contribute whatever suggestions that we have that will make the 10 a success. Interestingly, within the week, we have had series of engagements with the Ministry of Education, with the National Council for Tertiary Education, with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, all in a bid to put across or to factor in the concerns of the teachers that will make the whole thing a success.
All right, and Prince, regarding this upgrade, and considering the fact that it's supposed to happen from September, how prepared are the colleges of education to embrace this change with the institutions, especially being bedeviled with some basic challenges of their own?
I must say that this whole thing started way back in 2015. We've all been part. Lots of developments have been going on in the colleges to prepare for this day. We wouldn't get there in a day, or we shouldn't think that the implementation will be challenge-free. Certainly challenges will come up. But if we say that because of the challenges we didn't start at all, we would not even be able to get there. Let us start, and God willing, when we start, all those challenges will be taken care of.
Right. Now, finally, just before you go, what are some of the issues that your outfit thinks maybe government might have to consider before this is rolled out in September?
Well, we are asking that all that we need to have in terms of infrastructure, in terms of human capacity, in terms of everything, have to be in place. Right. And over the week, as I said, we had opportunity to meet with the Honorable Minister of Education. I must commend him for the open manner in which he discussed the issues with us. And the teachers have always maintained that we are ready to work, but we cannot work on an empty stomach.
Okay. As
we work within this time, all the conditions of service and what have you that befit the status of people who teach in the tertiary dispensation and, for that matter, produce degree holders have to be accorded up. And the plans are underway. Discussions are far advanced. Luckily, they are all coming on board. And in the coming weeks, we're going to meet with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to formally start discussions on all of these things. So for us, as I indicated, we are ready. From 2nd May up to 30th, we have gone around the whole country under the support of Transforming Teacher Education and Learning, TTL, to organize sensitization workshops for our members across the country to update them on all these issues we are talking about. So as we talk now, every teacher in every college is aware of our rules and responsibilities and what we also expect of the government going forward.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prince Obeng-Hima. He is the National President of the Colleges of Education Tutors Association of Ghana, CETAG. You're still watching News at 10. We'll be back shortly with more. Do stay. Welcome back to News at 10. To some more stories. The Baptist Medical Center in Nalerigu could be turning away patients who use the National Health Insurance cards owing to accumulated debt. Eva Atiboka reports the only health facility in the area is near collapse apart from it being highly burdened by huge NHI debts. The facility is hope for the sick in the northern part of Ghana. 600 patients are attended to daily, translating into over 80,000 patients annually. Yearly, 7,000 major and minor surgeries are carried out and over 3,000 deliveries are made on the average, putting pressure on the limited resources. The challenge, however, is that 99% of its clients depend on the National Health Insurance for their healthcare. The rainy season happens to be the peak season for the hospital, and the bed occupancy and other resources are always overstretched. Malaria cases always top the charts, and this year is no exception. Officials are already apprehensive. The facility is running out of consumables.
When we are buying the drugs and the consumables from the suppliers, and you are not able to pay them in time, they are also not prepared to supply you the items. So maybe when the items are there, they will tell that it's not there because they want cash.
The facility has not been paid its health insurance claims since June 2017.
We still have about 11 months on pay bills. We have not received payment from June 2017 up to March 2018.
Officials of the facility say the center is hard-pressed. This year happens to be the 60th year in operation, and officials say they are repositioning to become a model facility within the West African region. Together with the chiefs and people, they pleaded for prompt payment of the health insurance claims to save lives. From Nalirugu, let's move down to the central region, specifically Kaswa, where pedestrians, traders, hawkers and heaps of refuse compete for space on narrow pavements along the Kaswa overpass. The situation has accounted for vehicular traffic on the stretch as heaps of refuse take over portions of the road. My colleague Catherine Frimpoma has more.
Vehicular traffic on the Kaswa Highway is a usual scene. Even though it has minimized with the construction of the overhead, its impact has not been eliminated entirely. But several factors account for today's situation. These many heaps of refuse are contributing factors too. It is not limited to the walls of the overpass, but the bus stops as well. It, however, becomes worrying when pedestrians have to compete with traders on the pavements in the midst of the refuse. A new market was constructed for the community, but according to traders here, it is limited in space to accommodate all of them.
Some of us did not get stalls in the new market. That is why we are here. Authorities should expand the market for us.
We were told the refuse is collected every day, but it was yet to be cleared as at 11 a.m. when we visited the place. Sister Fia, one of the traders in charge of sanitation, explains why.
We take 1 cedi from the women to cater for the collection. These ones are still here because the vehicle has developed a fault. By tomorrow morning, everything would be cleared.
The municipal chief executive of Awutu Senya East, Michael Osei Mensah, in a telephone interview, admitted with concern how residents have gradually managed to turn roadsides into refuse dumps, a disheartening situation that poses a serious threat to the health of residents. He, however, indicated a lot has been put in place to curb the situation. He explained many had been arrested, some of whom were standing trial. That notwithstanding, there is still more to be done to deal with the situation.
And now to the Ashanti region. The Microfinance and Small Loans Center, MASLOC, says it is making progress in its debt recovery efforts. Officials say about 40% of the amount owed the center has been recovered from defaulters in the region. Here's a report by Benjamin Adu. MASLOC has recovered 16 million out of the 100 million cedis owed by defaulters across the country. Ashanti Regional Director of the center, Hajia Zainabu Salo, told TV3 News the debtors include traders, politicians and players in the entertainment industry.
In terms of tricycles, they are not in good condition, so it's very difficult to recover in terms of tricycles. In terms of the TVS, this is the product that is doing well small. That one day, they are paying small because they are within the Zongo area that we are able to locate them or able to impound them. The person will come and pay for it and take it. So currently, we are working very hard in terms of recovery.
MASLOC was established by the government in 2006 to provide loans for micro and small-scale entrepreneurs and businesses to serve as an effective and viable strategy for poverty reduction in the country. Challenges faced by the center have been mainly attributed to the politicization of its operations, which has affected proper documentation, fairness in disbursement, and institutional monitoring. Hajia Zainabu, however, says every Ghanaian has equal opportunity to access loans.
Access MASLOC loan is just simple. MASLOC is for all Ghanaians, whether NDC, MPP, which party that you belong. No, it's not based on party basis. We are giving to movement who people are willing to work hard and pay the loan. We don't discriminate. Whoever tendered or which group that comes here, We have to be on field, do the assessment, go to where they do their trade, see to it that this is the store or this is the table that the person is selling his or her tomatoes, and we identify that, yes, truly the person is here. Then we'll be able to give the person the loan.
Well, don't forget that News at 10 is simulcasting on 3FM 92.7. We're also live on DSTV channel 279. We'll be right back with some more stories. Do stay.